Hello again, everybody, and welcome to this latest game here in the Hometown Football League, the HTFL. I'm Big Polly coming to you. Recording date on this September 25th, 2022. So, hello to all of you out there 7 days in the future on, I believe it would be October 2nd. This will air. Today we have Los Angeles traveling to Nashville to take on the Tennessee Titans. Los Angeles with a win would take the lead in the lower West Division, with San Diego losing to New England earlier in the week. Tennessee projected to be the number 4 seed in the Southern Conference, and they would only boost their ground with a win today. So let's get this game started. Tennessee a 3-point favorite at home. So the computer thinks this is going to be about an even game. I will control Tennessee as the home team. Los Angeles controls by the computer. Los Angeles is a combination of the Rams when they played in Los Angeles, the Raiders when they played in Los Angeles, in between sojourns to Oakland and before they moved to Las Vegas, the Chargers when they weren't playing in San Diego, and the AAFC Dons are also a part of the LA team, so they have a pretty big talent pool to choose from. Tennessee's just Tennessee. 52 degrees and calm at LP Field, no chance of rain. Tennessee wins the toss and will take the ball. Jim Everett against Steve McNair on the quarterbacking end. George Allen against Jeff Fisher. Los Angeles in white, Tennessee in a light blue and white numbering and lettering, and we'll get this game started. Mariani back deep with McAdley and Mason. He's 8 yards deep in the end zone for this opening kickoff, and it's a touchback. Setting the offense for Tennessee, Johnson and Hall, your running backs. Mason and Bennett, your wide receivers. Frank Wycheck at tight end. Steve McNair out of Alcorn State, your quarterback. Ruse, Scott, Hartwig, Olson, Runyon, your offensive line. For Los Angeles, Donald, Jones, McLaughlin, and Olson, your front four. Green, Richter, Robertson, your linebackers. McDaniel, Irvin, Cromwell, Sherman, your defensive backs. And on 1st and 10, what do you do here? We're going to go trap right, Chris Johnson. And he will go to the right side and gain 4 yards. It was Robertson bringing him down on the tackle, and that sets up a 2nd and 6. As I set up my slide for the end of the first quarter, already thinking ahead. We'll go Mason on the short cross on 2nd and 6. Sacked by Richter.
Holding.
Les Richter.
Offense, number 69, 10-yard penalty.
But the penalty will be declined due to the sack. Let's look at Richter. Also plays center, but he's a good inside linebacker. And that is the wrong stat. He could also kick. That was his 3rd sack of the year. He had 2 7-tackle games. Once against San Francisco, the other against Arizona. Arizona. Da, 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 da. I don't know the rest of the lyrics of that song. 3rd and 12. Beat a medium pass to right. And that falls incomplete. 4th and 12. So Tennessee with early offensive concerns. Brett Kernan the punt. Punt backs up a little bit. Brown.
Holding. Receiving team,
Tim Brown.
10-yard penalty.
I believe that's Tim Brown. Irvin called for holding, and the Rams will have to start from their own 26. Dickerson and Tank Younger are your starting running backs for LA. Brown and Ellard at wideout. Christensen at tight end, because he's an LA Raider, or is considered as such by Dave Koch Sports' historical set. Everett quarterbacking. Huffman, Wisniewski, Namitz, Putnam, and Slater are your offensive line. For Tennessee, Kirsch, Vandenbosch, Hainsworth, and Casey, your front four. Bullock, Tulloch, Brown, your linebackers. Finnegan, Roll, Byard, and Griffin are your defensive backs. And on 1st and 10, let's see what the Rams do here at the 26. It's going to be a pitch to Dickerson. Dickerson's got a 1st down and a little more, 16 yards. Bullock, and not Tulloch, brought him down. That sets up first and 10 at the 42. See a few Rams fans in the stands here in Nashville. That's a loss of 2 yards. A draw to Dickerson, but Curse was right there to make the stop. So now, second and 12 from the 40. Very early in this game, if you've just queued up to this point. That's a throw to Henry Ellard, and that's a gain of 10. But because of the 2-yard loss on first, is third and 2 and not a first down. Ball exactly at the midfield stripe. That was a pass to Tim Brown, incomplete, deflected by Griffin. Well, I think this would be a good time for LA to try a fake punt. I'm always watching for those fake punts. And that's a punt of 39 yards, out of bounds at the 11, kicked away from Mariani. So, we've introduced you to the starters. We have 11:42 left in the opening frame. It is 0-0. Chris Johnson, a gain of a yard. Maybe I was thinking of David Thompson, the great basketball player out of NC State in the 70s. Johnson, a stretch play, but we have a marker before the play.
Start. Offense. Number 89, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
So the offense of Tennessee really having trouble getting started. This was the case against Carolina last week, where they really had trouble getting started and getting situated. And against this LA defense, they're really going to have a rough time of it. They'll go to Drew Bennett on a medium hitch on 2nd and 14. LA playing deep. That's incomplete. McNair has started over 2. Let's see, 3rd and 14, so we need some yardage here. Medium pass. Well, actually, we need to go long. No wind in Nashville at the moment. Mason. Just keep everybody away from the hot dogs and the beans. That's incomplete. Wycheck wanted a flag but got none. Cromwell made contact with him. And it's 4th and 14. So I don't know how much line dancing they do in Nashville these days, but so far for the Titans it's been 1, 2, 3 and kick. And here's Kern. Taken at midfield by Brown. He advances it 3 yards to the 49, and that sets up a first and 10 at the Tennessee 49. 10:48 left, opening quarter, no score. To Dickerson. And Dickerson with a head of steam to the 30 to 20, and he might be gone, but he's not. Gain of 39. Roll came up, and with good pursuit, brought him down at the 10-yard line as I open up a Coke. Sorry about that, folks. First and goal at the 10. Dickerson straight ahead. Gain of 8. He now has 4 carries and 61 yards. Tom Fears comes in and will play as a second tight end. He will be up here, number 80. He could also double as a wide receiver if called upon. Second and goal to 2. Dickerson back to the line. No, he lost a yard. Casey on the tackle for the Titans, and it's 3rd and goal from the 3. Everett looking for Christensen over the middle, but that's incomplete. So a drive destined for 7 is going to have to settle for 3.
Encroachment, defense. Repeat, 4th down.
First called for encroachment, and LA brings the offense back on the field, and they will go for it. 4th and goal from the 1. Dickerson, touchdown. And he deserved it the way he's been carrying the mail in this drive. 6-0 LA. A point after good by Barr to make it 7-0. We have 8:24 left in the opening quarter now, and Tennessee will have to find some answers offensively. Mariani will return it 4 yards deep. Past the 20, which is always a good sign, to the 26. And a gain of 30 yards. I think Tennessee will throw it a little more on this drive. Hitch to Bennett. They throw underneath to Wright. He gains 5. And it's 2nd and 5. To Johnson on the screen pass. That is incomplete. Victor on the coverage. They'll go Wycheck, short cross on 3rd and 5. Incomplete.
Holding offense. Number 73, 10-yard penalty.
And had it been complete, it would not have been a first down anyway, because there would have been a holding penalty to enforce. 4th and 5, and Kern again back deep. Returned by Brown to the 31, 10 yards. Punt went 48. 7:07 left. And it's 7-0 Rams. 1st and 10 at their own 31. Give is to Dickerson, who gains 7. 2nd and 3 at the 38. To Dickerson, stuffed at the line by Curse. Elroy Crazy Legs Hirsch comes in as the 3rd wideout. He's up here at the top of your screen, number 40. 3rd and 3. Everett, screen to Christensen, and that's a gain of 8 and a first down. 1st and 10 at the 46. Younger, a gain of 2 on the dive, and that sets up a 2nd and 8. A fumble on that play. Roll forced it. Putnam recovered it for LA. And the loss was for 6 yards. 3rd and 14 at the 42. Everett to Christensen, and he gains 9. It was Werder on the tackle, but way short of the first down. 4th and 5. I'll set up for the return. And that goes to the sideline. A nice punt by Norm Van Brocklen to the 9. And the punt went 40 yards unreturnable. We have 2:41 now left, opening quarter. It's 7-0 Rams. And the Titans really got to get something going here. Trap right. It's a blitz, so we're going to make it a screen to Hall. And the screen is caught by Hall. He's at the 20, the 30. Chugs it upfield, past midfield. Gain of 48. And that might be the shot of the arm the Titans were looking for. Ahmad Hall with his longest catch of the year. And that moves it to the LA 43, 1st and 10. And they'll go deep to Mason. Instead, it's a dump off. Again to Hall. You think he'd be tired after that last catch. It's a gain of 5, 2nd and 5. For Tennessee at the LA 38. Chris Johnson off tackle right. Gains a couple. 3rd and 3. Closing in on the end of the first quarter. This is going to be a short pass to Wycheck. Sack by Jones. Deacon Jones with the sack. And many accredit Deacon Jones for developing the term sack. And that'll do it for the end of the first quarter. It's LA 7 and Tennessee 0. Your next 3 days worth of games, if you are catching this prior to 9 o'clock Eastern Time on Friday, October 2nd, when I put this game out initially at 7, this LA Tennessee game I'm doing now. We have Washington at Houston for you. Redskins visiting the Oilers. Combination of the Houston Texans and Houston Oilers of old. That will be 9 o'clock. Monday, we come back after a weekend to refresh, and it'll be Green Bay at St. Louis. That will be at 7 Monday night, so we'll get you to the Monday night football game in time. And then the following night, Tuesday night, November 6th, Kansas City invades Indianapolis. So those are your next 3 games. And I've decided that we're going to keep doing the recap shows. Week 11, we're going to bring you another recap show on August 12th. I have the graphic right here, the recap show. And we are going to be doing 10 games every 2 weeks as opposed to 12 or 13. And we're going to pick the teams with the highest combined wins and do those games, the highest 10, and the other 6 you're going to see on the recap show. do this every other Monday, at least for now. When we get closer to the holiday season, we may do all the games in 1 week, 10 games a week, and try to get the regular season over with by the end of the year. The next airing of the recap show, 6:30 p.m. on October 12th. And we'll look at 6 games from week number 11. That's right here on the Big Paulie's World of Sports Sims channel. Back to the game. It is 7-0 Rams. They have 14 plays, 91 yards. Tennessee, 11 plays, and 57 yards. So the Tennessee offense looked rather peaked most of the game. And now they are showing signs of life. 4th and 5, though. They'll bring the field goal team on. Drew Bennett will try a 55-yarder. They want to get something on the board here. And they will not be able to. No good. Actually, I think the kicker was Rob Baronis. Why did I say Drew Bennett? Let me double check that, folks. Yes, that's correct. I said Drew Bennett for some reason. I don't know why. Okay, back to the game. 7-0 Rams. 1st and 10 at the 45. Everett with plenty of time to throw the Todd Christensen. Christensen inside the 30 to about the 20. Gain of 35 for Everett. He had 436 in the losing effort last week against San Diego. 1st and 10 at the 20. Everett looking for Tim Brown, but that went right through his hands. Setting up 2nd and 10. Dickerson. That's a gain of 6. Finnegan, Cortland Finnegan on the tackle for the Titans. Setting up 3rd and 4. Everett cannot find Christensen over the middle on the slant, and that's incomplete. Now attempting a field goal here will be Barr, Chris Barr from 31. Good. So what Tennessee could not get, the Rams do get on the subsequent drive, a field goal, and it's 10-0 with 13:11 left to go. Mariani back deep. He'll down it because it was 6 yards deep in the end zone. Wycheck, play action. Medium fly on 1st and 10. Incomplete. McNair has started 3 out of 9, and last week against Carolina they brought Marcus Mariota in, so I'm sure that's in the back of the mind of Steve McNair. Screen, Johnson, and he'll have enough for the 1st down, and that's good for 16. Sherman on the stop for LA. Johnson on a dive. 1st and 10, which is just a simple running play up the middle. A gain of 2 yards. Donald makes the stop for the Rams. Mason. Medium fly, 2nd and 8. And some trouble there. McNair went back to pass, and he kind of stuttered a little bit, moving backward. And Donald made the tackle for the sack, and that was a 3-yard loss. 3rd and 11. They'll put a man in motion and go to Bennett, which is probably why I was thinking of Bennett there. Incomplete, but a marker.
Pass interference.
Could be pass interference, and it is.
Number 48, automatic, 1st down.
They get Richter, who got tied up with Chris Johnson, and that's a big penalty, 25 yards. And that moves it to the LA side of the field at the 40. 1st and 10. Off tackle right, Chris Johnson. A loss of a yard. Olsen on the stop. He'll stretch it. Back to Johnson on 2nd and 11. A marker. Johnson gained a little bit, but it's going to come back.
Number 71, 10-yard penalty.
And it's now 2nd and 21. So they'll try to get half of it here at least. To Mason on the medium pass. Caught. Gain of 11. Now, let's see if McNair can do that again. They'll go to Kendall Wright. Medium hitch on 3rd and 10. Dumped underneath to Wycheck, but he'll be short of the first. He needed 10, he got 6. They bring in Baronis. He will try a 51-yard field goal. About a 58% chance he gets it. He got it. And it's 10-3. 8:12 left opening quarter. 813 is the local area code for Tampa, Florida, if you were wondering. It was a code where I lived in Pinellas County for many a year. It has since changed, so don't get any ideas of looking me up. Arnett is back deep for the Rams, Lewis, and Bass. Also back. Arnett takes it within his end zone, and that's a return to 27.
Receiving team.
But that will come back a little bit. They book Green for an illegal block, and the Rams backed up to their own 11 with 7:55 left in the half. Pitch to Dickerson. He's got a first down if it sticks.
12 men on the field. Offense. 5-yard penalty.
Well, that would explain how Dickerson was able to get so free. They had 12 men on the field. First and 15 at the 6. You'd think that'd be a 15-yard penalty and not a 5. Younger picks up 5. Byard makes the stop for the Titans, and it's 2nd and 10 now. Caught by Ellard. A gain of 18, and Cortland Finnegan made the tackle there. That moves LA up to their own 29. Everett, 5 of 9 for 80 yards so far. First and 10 at the 29. This is a give to Younger. Younger back to the line, gains a yard. Griffin hammered him. And it sets up 2nd and 9 at the 30 now, to even 30. Caught by Elroy Hirsch. 15 yards. Byard makes the stop for Tennessee, and it's 1st and 10. Rams moving now to the 45. Dickerson with a 3-yard gain, and Tulloch made the tackle. 2nd and 7. Younger into Tennessee territory, but a fumble recovered by Putnam. His second recovery of the day, and the total gain was 9 yards. It's a first down. They're now at the Tennessee 43. Wide open was Henry Ellard again, 21 yards. Finnegan on the tackle. 1st and 10 at the 22 now to Dickerson. And the sweep gains 9. And looked like there might have been a flag on the field. It was picked up. And we reached the 2-minute warning. It's 10-3 Rams. They now have a 2nd and 1 at the 13. Dickerson gets the first down with ease. A pickup of 5. Tennessee not calling time. First and goal from the 8. Everett. Younger close to the touchdown, but he's chopped at the 1. Brown on the tackle, and that stops the clock at 1:24. Each team with all 3 timeouts, as the Rams have yet to use theirs, and probably won't. Younger, penalty, loss of 4.
Offense, number 46, 15-yard penalty.
They get Christensen for a crackback block. That's a call you don't often see. Back up the Rams 15, and it's a 2nd and goal at the 16. Everett, incomplete. This is play number 12 of the drive coming up. That was Everett looking for somebody, but it was tipped by Kurse, and Wisniewski had it but dropped it. 3rd and goal to 16. That bounced off of Hirsch, and it's 4th and goal. They bring in Barr. He'll try a field goal of 33 yards. That's good. 13-3 with a minute left in the half. But Tennessee with all 3 timeouts. Mariani on the return. He'll take it for a touchback. We'll go right, medium fly route on 1st and 10. That's good for 15 yards. And Tennessee will kill their first timeout off. A slant to Mason on 1st and 10 now from the 35. Incomplete. Well covered by 36, who was Terry McDaniel. Wide receiver screen coming. Actually, no, we're going to go to a wide check on the screen on 2nd and 10. That's incomplete. McNair now 7 of 15 for 106 yards. Medium pass to Mason. Blitz coming, so they're going to change it to a specific pass, a medium slant. A sack. Green. Kevin Green. And LA calls timeout with 35 seconds to go. Kern punting. Brown returning. The return went 8, the punt went 45, the net was 37. 29 seconds left. It is 13-3. LA leading. 1st and 10 at the 39. Gain of 5 by Dickerson. And LA calls time. 2nd and 5 at the 38. Younger. Trapped for a loss. He loses 4. Tennessee not interested in calling timeout. And LA will probably let the clock run to the half. And they do. It is LA 13 and Tennessee 3 at halftime. So, LA now 226 yards, 32 plays. Tennessee 20 plays, 98 yards. Dickerson nearly at 100 yards rushing, 13 carries, 96 yards. LA gets the ball back to start half number 2. Here's Arnett. Taking it about a yard or two deep in his end zone. He returns it to the 24. The return goes 26. Here's your 1st and 10 play from the 24. Incomplete. And that was intended for Dickerson. Setting up 2nd and 10. Younger. Gain of 4. Tulloch on the stop for the Titans. 3rd and 6 at the 28. Christensen, he gains 7. And a 1st down for LA. Ball at the 35. Fumble.
Personal foul.
And
Defense.
a personal foul
Number
on top of it.
15-yard penalty.
It was recovered by Younger.
1st down.
Dickerson had the ball fumbled out by Brown. Younger picked it up. The gain was 3 yards. And then Brown committed a 15-yard personal foul penalty. So he did a little bit of bad and a little bit of good there. And the ball's at the Tennessee 47, 1st and 10. Gain of 10. I am not challenging the spot of the ball. Younger, he now has 7 carries, 27 yards. Dickerson needs just 1 yard to get to 100. And there that is. Gain of 5 to get him to 104. Brown on the tackle. Tennessee, their struggles continuing here. 2nd and 5 at the 32. Gain of 6 by Dickerson. LA has a big game coming up next week against Washington. That'll be the Monday night game next week. That'll be a very interesting game. 1st and 10. And at the 26, the Rams invading D.C. No gain. Brown on the tackle on Dickerson's run. 2nd and 10. Everett looking, finding Tim Brown. That's a gain of 6. Now a 3rd and 4 at the 20. Everett. Dickerson on the draw. He's inside the 10 to the 7. Another pickup of 13 yards. And let's take a look at Eric Dickerson real fast. This is his 4th game where he's gotten over 100 yards. He had 176 in the first game against Vegas. That is his season high. He had 104 against San Diego and 135 against Chicago in week number 4. First and goal at the 7. Dickerson, speak of the devil, touchdown, Los Angeles. That's his 7th touchdown of the season. The play went 12 plays and 76 yards. Very methodical drive for LA, and they now lead 20-3. The win, as I was saying at the open, gives LA first place in the lower West Division, and Tennessee would be projected to make the playoffs had the season ended last week at 3-5, and they'd be the only team to make it with a losing record. But this loss here is not going to help that cause. It is Mariani again back deep for the Titans, and that'll be a touchback. Johnson on the screen pass on 1st and 10. Try that. Oh, he was well covered, and that's incomplete. They'll look for Mason, medium slant, 2nd and 10. Instead, it's a dump off to Wycheck, who gains 5. And it's 3rd and 5. How about Drew Bennett on the slant? Who I was thinking he was a kicker, but he wasn't. That was an incomplete pass. Good coverage by LA, and Kern has to come on again to punt. I see Marcus Mariota putting on the helmet, taking off the baseball cap, and Todd Gurley will come in as a running back for LA. Dickerson going to get a spell here. 1st and 10 at the 27. We don't know what's wrong with Eric Dickerson, although he looks a little tired. Fumble by Gurley. Vanden Bosch popped the ball out. Griffin recovered it, and Tennessee has caught a break. 1st and 10 at the LA 32. 7:23 left. Third quarter. Opening quarter of the second half, I guess you could call it. They're going deep to Mason. Incomplete, deflected by McDaniel. 2nd and 10. Hall on the screen. Well, a short pass, actually. He's just a touch better. And McNair scrambles, but we have a marker.
Offsetting penalties. Repeat, 2nd down.
Okay, you didn't see that play, folks. Just wipe that from your memory. 2nd and 10 from the 33. Actually, we will do a quarterback draw with McNair, because nothing else has worked. Loss of
Holding.
2.
Offense. Number 69. 10-yard penalty.
And there's the penalty on Runyon. It's going to be 2nd and a cab ride from Clarksville, Tennessee. Fly to Bennett will be the attempted pass, but that falls incomplete. Might be the last pass McNair throws today. To Mason. Incomplete. 4th and 20. And it's too far out for Baronis to try a field goal. It'll be a pooch punt by Kern. And he dinks it in there to the 9. So LA takes over. 6:40 left in quarter number 3. They lead 20-3. 1st and 10 at the 9. Here's Dickerson. Gain of 4.
Holding. Offense. Number 85. 5-yard penalty.
Ellard called for holding, but they'll get a discount on the penalty because they are inside the 20, and it's now 1st and 15 at the 4. Dickerson got it out of his own end zone. And it's a gain of 1. Tulloch on the tackle. 2nd and 14 from the 5. Everett, a little dump off to Dickerson. He gains 10 yards on the reception, and that's his first of the game. 3rd and 4, 15-yard line. Caught by Elroy Crazy Legs Hirsch for 16 yards. Byard on the tackle for Tennessee. 1st and 10 at the 31. Dickerson, no gain. Tulloch on the stop. Now a 2nd and 10. Younger, no gain. 3rd and 10. Same spot, the 31. This is a off tackle right to Dickerson, who gains 4. And I'm going to go for the block here. I need something good to happen, which I didn't get. Be returned instead. Mariani loses a yard on the return to the 18. The punt went 46, so the net with the 1-yard loss is 47. Marcus Mariota coming into the game for Tennessee to try to shake up the offense a little bit. Wide check, medium pass on 1st and 10. Picked by McDaniel. And a return of 3 yards. That's his 2nd pick of the year. So LA just making all the right moves. 1st and 10. Ball at the Tennessee 21. So they have a chance for more points here. In all likelihood, gain of a yard. Younger on the tackle. Younger made the rush, and it was a gang tackle, they're calling it, for Tennessee. 2nd and 9. In the round of Crazy Legs. And with a name like Crazy Legs, you got to have the ability to run the ball too. He gains 9, and it's a 1st down. Ball at the 11 for this 1st down. Dickerson picks up 3s at 138 yards. On the game on 23 rushes. And that'll be it for the 3rd quarter. It is Los Angeles 20 and Tennessee 3. So let's talk about the OOTP 21 Perfect Team Series that I do every weekend and sometimes during the week, featuring the Universal Pioneers, the team that I run on the OOTP Perfect Team. Follow their movements, and I've been doing this series now since the spring, since I got OOTP Baseball 21, version 21. Won't be too long before version 22 comes out in the spring of 21. Hope you're enjoying the baseball playoffs as they have been transpiring these last few days. So that is the OOTP Perfect Team Series. You will at least see a part every weekend, but sometimes during the week I will have time to do further episodes, kind of like supplemental captain's logs, and we do those when time permits. But at least every weekend there'll be one new episode right here on the Big Paulie's World of Sports Sims channel. 20-3, Los Angeles just dominating Tennessee. LA with 337 yards. They have run 53 plays. Tennessee has run 27 now for 103 yards. Tennessee has only rushed the ball 5 times. The Rams have only needed 19 passes. 2nd and 7 at the 8. That's just shows you how dominant the Rams have been. No gain for Dickerson. Tulloch on the tackle, and it's 3rd and 7 from the 8. And Dickerson's got a touchdown. That is the 3rd rushing touchdown of the day for LA, and all of them from Eric Dickerson. A 1-yard run, a 7-yard run, and now an 8-yard run. If he's not player of the game at the end of the day,
defense,
I would be surprised.
5-yard
Penalty on the kickoff against Brown, so LA will kick from the 40. And Mariani back deep, and that's a touchback. A no-doubter touchback. So Mariota will sleep it right on the 1st down. And another marker. My goodness.
Holding offense. Number 71, 10-yard penalty.
Tennessee has been outmatched this entire game by the Rams. Ruse called for holding. That is the 7th penalty for Tennessee. LA has also committed 7, by the way. Johnson, screen. And a blitz is coming, so this would not be a bad call. But another marker. We'll check that before anything.
Defense. Number 75, 5-yard penalty.
That's against Deacon. They will accept the penalty. They want the 1st and 15 and not the 2nd and 9, which is advisable. Slant to Mason. That is caught. And that's a gain of 10 yards. 2nd and 5. On this 52-degree day in the Music City. Beautiful place to visit if you ever want to. Screen to Johnson, 2nd and 5, which is the play they ran a couple plays ago. That's going to be a first down. Gain of 13. I visited Nashville before. Beautiful city. Probably gotten even more so now. Mason, slant, 1st and 10. At the 38. That's incomplete. McDaniel deflected that one. Blanketed him on the coverage. 2nd and 10. Hall on the screen this time. What the heck? Oh, a sack. Kevin Green came up the middle. And he's posing and flexing. That's his 2nd sack of the day. Green will go on and become a part-time pro wrestler in WCW in the mid-90s. 3rd and 17. Had a couple of main events. At least one in, let's say, like 96, 97 or so. Mason, medium fly, 3rd and 17. Caught, but he's short of the first down. He got 12 yards. 4th and 5. Kern will punt it away. Brown will return it. 6 yards. The punt went 44. And the Rams still leading 27-3. 10:32 left in the game. Unless Tennessee makes a dramatic comeback. 2 more yards for Dickerson. He's at 148 on the day. Vandenbosch made the tackle for Tennessee. 2nd and 8. Younger, who has not had a bad game himself, 5 yards. And it's 3rd and 3. We'll give you Younger stats next time he comes in. And on 3rd down, that's to Ellard, and Ellard has a first down. Tank Younger has 10 carries, 32 yards, 33 yards. He has 1 catch for 7. 1st and 10 at the 34. This is Younger up the middle like a hot knife through butter. A gain of 11 yards. Tulloch made the stop for the Titans, who after today might not be remembered. 1st and 10 at the 45. This is going to be a give to Dickerson. Loss of a yard. Tulloch with his 10th tackle on the day. Stephen Tulloch. 2nd and 11 at the 44. And this is to Ellard, and Curse was hurt, but stays in the game. Finnegan on the tackle, a gain of 14. 7th play of the drive for the Rams. The way I'm thinking, they may not need won't need any more points to win. Younger loses 6 on the pitch right. My goodness. Brown on the TFL, and it's 2nd and 16. Ball still on the Tennessee side of the field. Christensen, the intended receiver there. Incomplete. He wanted to flag. Werner all over him, and the refs say, hey, you're up 27-3. What are you worried about? We have less than 5 minutes to go. 3rd and 16. That's not a completed pass. That was intended for Ellard, covered by Finnegan. And Tennessee looking for the return. I don't think they would try a fake punt here. Punt goes 35. Mariani could not get to it as it rolled to the sidelines, and it's 1st and 10 at the 13. LA still with their first string in there. Sweep left, Johnson. Just to try to throw LA off. A gain of 2. They go no huddle. Bennett. Hitch. Incomplete. Mariota, 3 of 6, 35 yards, and 1 interception. They'll look to Mason on a 3rd and 8 play. Marker is down. Bounces off of Mason's hands.
Offense, number 69.
Wouldn't have mattered because there was a holding penalty on the play anyway. 4th and 8. Kern will punt.
Start. Offense.
But not quite just
penalty.
yet.
Repeat. 4th down.
Ball back to the 10 now. Kern. And that punt went 52. Brown let it roll just to chew a little more time off the clock, and we have 4:04 left in the game. 27-3. Rams just dominant. Looks like they'll be leading the lower west.
Encroachment defense. Number 99, 5-yard penalty.
Tennessee's going to fall to 3 and 6 on the year. Casey with the encroachment penalty. 1st and 5. Double tight end set now for LA. A loss of a yard by Dickerson. And it's 2nd and 6 at the 42. Dickerson, a loss of another yard. Vanden Bosch that time on the tackle. 3rd and 7 with 3:05 left. I think everybody just wants to get out of here. Dickerson loses a yard for the 3rd straight play. Brown on the tackle. And Tennessee is just going to let it go to the 2-minute warning here. We think they do.
Offense, 5-yard penalty.
And there was an ineligible man downfield on the punt. We think. And they're repunting on 4th and 13.
Offense, 5-yard penalty.
Huffman
Repeat, 4th down.
with a false start penalty, so back-to-back penalties for LA. There's the punt, finally away. And that is Van Brocklin punting at 35 yards. Well, Tennessee's got nothing to lose, except maybe try to tighten the margin a little bit. Mason on the pass, medium pass, right on the numbers. That's a gain of 18. Mason was double covered. And Tennessee's going to call timeout, which will get derision from the LA bench. Like, we got a plane to catch here, guys. And now LA has brought in their 2nd string, lots of 4s and 3s in the backfield. We'll set it for you real quick. We have Kimbrough, who has come in. Schaffner, Boyd, Hirsch, Crazy Legs Hirsch is now at safety. Bob Waterfield, who could play quarterback, is also back there as a defensive back. So Mariotta's going to get some well-needed practice here. To Bennett on a long pass. 1st and 10 from the LA 47. That's caught to the 20, to the 31.
Holding, offense.
But it's going to come
number
back.
75, 10-yard penalty.
They get Olsen for holding. My goodness. Has not been Tennessee's day. Play action, long pass to Bennett again. Ball to 43 of Tennessee, incomplete. Bob Waterfield is number 7, in case you were curious. 2nd and 20 now to Mason. Minute 11 to go. Sack by Reinhard, who has come in as a reserve 2nd stringer. And the Titans call a timeout. They have 1 left. 3rd and 29. Long sluggo play to Mason. Whatever a sluggo is. Incomplete. 4th and 29. No, I guess I keep saying there is nothing to lose now. And maybe 7 points to gain. Britt on a bomb play, I think. That's deflected by somebody. 51 seconds left to go. And let's just call it off here, folks. Everett taking knees. And that's going to be all she wrote. 27-3. The Rams have defeated Tennessee and did it quite easily. Player of the game, Eric Dickerson, and why not? He had 3 touchdowns today. Here's your scoring summary. Tennessee got that field goal to cut it to 10-3, and then LA was 17 unanswered. Team stats, Tennessee with only 142 yards, no trips to the red zone. They only had the ball 18 minutes, and the Rams dominated. It was a sloppy game, 20 penalties. LA had 69 plays, Tennessee 6 runs, and 38 plays overall, 22-6. This is as dominant of a performance that I have seen in this first season of the HTFL. Player stats: Dickerson, 184 yards. McNair played lousy, and then Mariota played a little worse, 4 of 11, 53 yards. Leading tackler of the game, Tulloch, he had 11. Nobody on the LA defense had more than 4 because they weren't out there that much. So that's it, 27-3. Next up, and that'll be at 9 o'clock as soon as this game is over with. Grab some popcorn and get ready for Washington and Houston. That'll be available 9 o'clock. Then we go to Green Bay, St. Louis, and then Kansas City and Indianapolis. That will be Monday at 7 and Tuesday at 7, respectively. Again, your final 27-3. This was not much to write home about. LA just dominating the Tennessee Titans. And this has been Big Paulie coming to you. We wish you well.